Hello everyone and welcome to the patch 920 review. Riot are shipping some pretty big changes to Garen, Shaco and Viktor this patch. Not big enough to be considered rework level lists, these larger change lists are meant to excite the players of these champions, freshen up their kits and lessen common pain points that have developed. So without further ado, let's begin. And the first champion on our list is Blitzcrank. In 919 the range of Rocket grab was increased and Blitz has become the strongest support in solo queue. We'd say he's even too strong right now. Base armor and armor growth decreased. These stats will make Blitz a bit more vulnerable to poke in lane. Nevertheless, his fight potential against squishy targets will remain as high as before. Blitz has a few CC abilities and decent burst damage. One rocket grab and you're dead. Don't bother and keep playing this champion in solo queue, guys, and if you haven't tried Blitz yet, now is the high time to do it. Next, Garen and the long-awaited rework that the devs have been planning for several patches in a row. The passive regeneration is more reliable. Garen jungle anyone? Regeneration interruption now equals only 7 seconds when hit by epic monsters, towers or champions. In the jungle, he's gonna restore lots of health while running from one camp to another. As for his laning phase, Garen no longer passively regenerates double health while below 25 to 50% of his maximum health, which will make Garen weaker in difficult matchups. W now grants a shield instead of extra damage reduction in the first 0.75 seconds. It also adds up 60% tenacity and allows Garen to escape any hard CC ability. E spins now scale with AS. Besides, Judgment grants stacks of Conqueror on each spin. Minor as it may seem, this buff will be really helpful in fights. R now always deals true damage, the villain passive removed. Disliked by both Garen players and their opponents, the mechanic wasn't making his gameplay healthier and took control from Garen when choosing his targets, frequently setting him up to fail. To sum up this huge rework, Garen shouldn't feel so linear to play due to more options when considering items like attack speed Garen and his possible roles. It's hard to say if he'll be a powerful jungler, but you can try it to find out. But not in ranked games, please no. No, don't do it. And we're moving on to Ivern. Now he's a ranged champion. W no longer increases attack range. At first, it may seem that this is a clear buff for the Green Father, but many skilled players will immediately understand what the catch is. Previously, with the help of the Q ability, you could quickly move across the jungle through walls. Now, this trick won't be so easy to perform. Besides, in ganks, Ivern used to cast the QE combo, Q as CC and a gap closer, and E for additional slow. But now it will be extremely difficult to get close to your enemy, which will undermine your gank potential. So this tweak is quite contradictory and unlikely to buff Ivern. Next comes Lissandra. The passive and W damage ratios increased. In the current meta of mid-lane melee champions, this buff will help Lissandra quite a bit. Nothing much to talk about since her mechanics have remained the same. Increased damage will make Lissandra stronger in teamfights and raise her win rate by 1 or 2%. Pantheon. Lately this champion has been dominating solo queue too hard, so there is another nerf for this guy. Q-based damage decreased later. This will slightly decrease his power, but Pantheon will remain a top-tier pick in more skilled games. Qiyana. The Empress of the Elements has deceptively high burst damage, especially at early ranks. No wonder Riot decided to nerf her. Q-based damage decreased early. This will make her less oppressive in the early game. However, if you like to play this champion, this nerf is not a reason to stop. Shaco has undergone some serious changes in this patch. The Demon Jester used to be an annoying clown early and a killing machine late. W boxes are now area of effect. More early game damage, less late game damage. This buff gives Shaco more than you can imagine. In the current jungle meta of Raptors and Krogs, Shaco lacked AoE damage, but now he can easily capture these camps and catch up with other meta junglers in farm. Hallucinate boxes now trigger immediately. The enemy will have to think twice before killing your clone. Overall, it's hard to say whether these changes will make Shaco stronger. In the early game, undoubtedly yes, but in the late game, he'll become weaker. Varus. Base AD increased, rounding out other stats. At the moment, Varus is one of the weakest marksmen in the game, so he won't mind this buff, but don't expect his win rate to jump up. More significant changes go to Viktor. Q no longer scales with Viktor's mana. W augment now grants slow to other spells. This will make Viktor stronger in mid to late game teamfights. The massive slow will help him take a better position during a fight. R now ticks faster and moves quicker. Chaos Storm will continue chasing champions even after Viktor dies. Besides, it can now move over terrain. So no one will hide from the storm. The improved RTX will make his build with Riley's Crystal Scepter and Liandry's Torment even stronger. We expect Viktor's win rate to increase greatly, so don't miss the chance to play him. And one more thing to mention in this patch is the buff to Locket of the Iron Solari. The active shield strength increased. Riot are looking to broaden the uses of the Locket, especially in a meta where there are fewer AoE burst champions. This tweak will definitely increase the Locket's popularity and make it a powerful mid-game item. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching our patch analysis. As always, good luck in your solo queue.